Okay, now we want to wait. Yes, you want to wait for 70,000 meters. Now press F to temporarily turn the control systems off, otherwise it will keep trying to keep the ship aimed in the direction it's currently aimed at, and use the D key to turn towards 90 degrees. Okay, we overshot it a little, but when you let go of the F key, the control systems will fix on the point you're currently aiming at on this navigational gadget here, and it will do what it can to aim the ship in that direction. Now we need to be aiming at this point here. Now the reason you want to aim at 90 degrees is because of the planet's orbit, which is aimed towards 90 degrees. Mean the planet is orbiting like this. This gap here in our trajectory is because of the speed that the planet's orbit gives us, so it's more efficient to get into orbit by aiming towards 90 degrees. And what we want to do now is we can wait until we're about 1 minute away from the apoapsis, and then we can burn, because the closer you are to the apoapsis, the more efficiently you use your fuel as far as adjusting your orbit is concerned. It's a nice, convenient point to aim for. Now 1 minute gives you about, well, it gives you a nice comfortable amount of time for your burn and for any slight adjustments you might have to make. Any closer than that and time starts becoming a problem. Okay, so and you can use left control and left shift to adjust how fast you are burning. So I'm gonna press control here, and you can see the engine slowly turning off, and as I press shift, starting up again. Okay, now you can see our trajectory changing, stretching out as we pick up lateral sideways speed. Now these are gonna be used up any second, so we're gonna get rid of them and continue on our central engine here. Okay, now you use space for this, so I'm gonna separate these and activate, well, I'm gonna activate the next set of components, which will separate these and activate our next engine. Okay, so here we go. Bye bye rockets. Okay, we should have enough fuel to make it into a stable orbit and then come back down, as well as some for adjustments. Actually, we might have wanted to burn a little bit sooner with that, but it should be fine. Should be fine. This engine is pretty small, but shouldn't have a problem here. Well, yes, you might want to burn a bit sooner, say 1.5–2 minutes away from the apoapsis. And you want to press M to occasionally check your trajectory on the orbital map. Now, if you're playing the demo version, you won't be able to see the time to apoapsis here, so you should just burn towards 90 degrees as soon as you're above 70,000 meters. As soon as you're out of the atmosphere, that is. Okay, and yes, we have more than enough power. As long as you make your apoapsis high enough, you'll be fine. Just keep burning. See, it uses fuel very slowly, so even though it's not very powerful, it still gives you the same amount of power overall as a bigger engine. It slightly more since it's lighter, and you end up, well, it has more or less the same amount of power as a bigger engine, but you're carrying less weight, so that power allows you to do a little more. It's just that it does that over a longer period of time. Okay, and now our orbit is stretching out. What you want to watch here is the speed, because the trajectory can be a bit confusing. Now you'll be in orbit. What you generally want to aim for when first coming out into orbit is 2300 meters per second. Oops, sorry. Yeah, sorry. See, now we have a periapsis, which is the lowest point in your trajectory. Once you've raised that above 70,000 meters, you're in a stable orbit. So, we're in orbit. So we can actually, let's bring it above 120,000 meters so we can time warp, as in speed up time. So yeah, we can still have some fuel in this fuel tank and one full fuel tank for coming down. So I'll walk you through making the orbit a bit more circular there, and then we'll come down and land. Okay, now thing with orbits is that you're always adjusting the opposite side of the orbit. So these two indicators here. Okay, let me turn it here. Okay, this one, with the one that's just an empty circle, this one shows the direction you're currently heading towards, and the other one with an X through it shows you the direction opposite the way you're moving, and this shows you the direction, away from the space center, and the other one with a circle shows you the direction towards the space center. But since the space center is currently on the other side of the planet, we really don't want to be burning in the direction. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, I press D, then I press F to turn the control systems off temporarily, then I press F, then I release F, and the control systems turn back on, and they turn the ship, they stop my movement and turn the ship so that it points in the direction it was pointing when I turn the control systems back on, that is. So F turns them on or off temporarily. Now if I press T and turn them off, I can press F to temporarily turn them on. Okay, let's turn them back on and wait for the opposite side of our orbit, because we want to push it out to 180,000 meters on this side as well. So I'm pressing period to speed up time, and you can use comma to slow it back down again. Okay, we'll probably want to come down in this ocean here when we come in for our landing. Yeah, in case this ever becomes an issue, I'm currently playing version 15.2. Okay, so you want to start turning when you're about a minute away from your apoapsis or periapsis, or whichever point you're going to use for your orbital adjustment, because that gives you enough time in most cases to turn your ship and start your burn. So we'll turn on our engine a little bit. You can see the throttle here next to the navigational gizmo. Okay. So 190 meters and 182. So we have a more or less circular orbit and made it up here. Now all we have to do is land, which shouldn't be a problem considering that we have plenty of fuel left.